Hey guys, Ben here with Oddly Armed, and today we have another disassembly video, this time of a VZ58. So let's go ahead, jump into it, and see how this thing comes apart. Alright guys, so the VZ58 is actually one of the easiest rifles to disassemble. So let's go ahead and start things out by popping out our magazine here. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. And let's go ahead and clear it first, because the first step is actually going to be dropping our striker. So we'll go ahead and pull the trigger. Which point we can go ahead and push across this pin here. So it is going to be captive, very nice pin. At which point we just take our dust cover here at the back, you press it forward a little bit, push it up, and it'll lift off the back of the receiver here. So you can see we have two springs in there. This one, the captive one, is going to be our mainspring behind the bolt carrier group. And the bottom one is actually our linear hammer or striker spring. So we can go ahead and set that aside, and the next step is going to be removing our bolt carrier group. So we just grab it, pull it to the rear, and then it should just lift straight on up out of the receiver. All right, now to take care of our bolt carrier group and disassemble it, what we first need to do is pull back on our linear hammer or the striker here. So we'll go ahead and pull back on that, and that will allow our bolt as well as our locking block to basically pull out of the front of the bolt carrier group here. So you can see this is our locking block, which works a lot like it does on a Walther P38, and I'll kind of demonstrate this in a second here. And then we just have our bolt here, beautiful chrome lining on it. So this is actually incredibly easy to clean. And then you can just see our extractor there, and then it utilizes a fixed ejector which runs in that slot there. So nothing too crazy to see here. Now coming back to our bolt carrier group, for our striker here, or linear hammer, there's actually a disassembly spot in here. So if you find that spot, you can rotate it, at which point you can pull it out the back. So we can go ahead and take a look there. So you can kind of see the notch right there that allows us to disassemble it. But this is basically it. This catches our sear in the back, and this releases and hits the firing pin there. And that's pretty much all there is with the bolt carrier group. So you can kind of see the area there that everything rides in, but that's pretty much all we have to do with it. And real quick, I actually want to demonstrate the locking system on this guy and how it works while it's in the receiver. So I went ahead and put the bolt in there, along with our linear hammer back here, as well as the locking block. So to unlock, it actually pushes back here, and it lifts up on the locking block, so you can see that popping up. So if we actually go ahead and flip over the receiver here, you can see there are two areas, like cutouts there in the receiver that locking block goes up into. So that is exactly like the slide on a Walther P38 or a Beretta M9. So after it unlocks, you can see this is actually our linear hammer. So it'll unlock there, which point it'll travel backwards. This is our sear here. So that linear hammer is going to travel over the sear, and it's going to catch on it. So when it goes forward, the bolt goes forward, while your striker, your linear hammer here, stays back at the rear of the receiver. And then it has that spring behind it. So once you pull the trigger, it releases it, it goes forward into your bolt there, and it smacks that firing pin and fires the rifle. That's basically how the mechanical system works for the bolt carrier group. And here is the open receiver on the VZ58. So you can see there is a ton of room to get in there and clean off everything. Nothing's hard to get to. You can see the rear end of the barrel and the trunnion there, or not the trunnion, the receiver, because this doesn't have a trunnion. However, everything is incredibly open, easy to get to. So this is one of the easiest rifles to clean out of pretty much anything out there. Now, the last part of disassembly is going to be taking out our gas piston system. So again, this is a short stroke gas piston operated gun. We have another push pin, which is captive here at the front of the receiver. So we'll just press that across, at which point we can take off this, which is essentially just a cover to cover our piston right there. And to remove the piston, all you gotta do is grab it, pull back, pull up, and it'll come straight out of the rifle. So incredibly simple. We have the spring back there. But that's basically it. Incredibly easy to get out of the rifle. And then all we have here is the barrel and the gas block and the handguard. Alright guys, and that is the VZ58 fully field strip. So incredibly easy process on this rifle. So thank you for checking out this video. Please like, share, subscribe for more content, and I'll be back with you soon.